Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Wake Up Sleeper, where I question the mass media that is around us. Today I'm going to be talking about Lil Wayne's Don't Cry video that just came out last week sometime. I could be wrong, it probably came out 2 weeks ago, for all I know. So it's featuring the artist XXXtentacion, which for the purpose of this video I'm not going to continue to say. That's way too hard to say. I've always called him XXXtentacion until I figured out how you really pronounce it, so I'm just going to go back to doing that for this video. So it's featuring XXXtentacion because he's in the chorus of the song. Really, in my opinion, Lil Wayne only did that to be relevant because the death of that artist is kind of a big deal right now in the hip-hop culture. So in my opinion, Lil Wayne is just trying to make himself relevant, and having the song featuring XXXtentacion is almost kind of guarantees that the song is gonna hit, especially because people love to hear music from an artist that has passed. It's kind of like the craze that happens when new Aaliyah music gets put out. It's the same thing. But in my opinion, he's not being all rest in peace and showing love as much as he is doing it to make himself relevant again in the music industry, and specifically with the hip-hop culture. So anyway, so it looks like we've got yet another video taking place up in the mountains or desert somewhere. There we've got a pyramid right there in the very first shot after the title screen, with clearly an eye in the center of it. This is a common image in 90% of music videos today. According to the Illuminati's own website, pyramids and other variations of the pyramid are definitely representations of someone's association and or support of that organization. But either way, we can't really deny that there's some major repetition of this image in most creative forms of media. It's pretty much everywhere, and it's hard to deny that. So anyway, I almost didn't see this. It's pretty insane. There's kind of literally an eye and a pupil and everything all right there in the pyramid. But if you ask me, this looks a lot more like the eye of Horus, because it's got this little action going on here. So I don't know, it's just me maybe. This one looks like there's this huge light coming out of it. That could mean so many things, you know, like who knows really, but it's piercing the clouds at the top. It looks like that light is making its way upward because it's all the way down here in the first shot, and then it's up much higher in the next shot. So I don't know, kind of strange, right? Like it's building its energy for something. I don't know. Okay, so then here's the actual video starting. So we got a girl back there in the back doing I don't know what. She's basically spending the whole video dancing around in some ritualistic manner. I don't know what's going on, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was a guy, actually. That's a very odd-shaped body. It looks like a man. Anyway, there's Lil Wayne. I thought that was funny that there's a rainbow. There's this rainbow off to the left over here. I mean, we all know that the symbol of the rainbow represents a certain type of sexual orientation. We could argue whether or not that symbol has been stolen from the Christian community in a way to perverse its true meaning, but regardless of that, we all know that in today's society, it's a representation of a sexual orientation. And it's funny to me because I was just saying that this looks like a dude, and I'm not gonna lie, in this shot here, that truly does look like a straight up man. Like, that is literally the same shape as my younger brother. Ugh. Anyway, the rainbow there to the left, Lil Wayne looking right at the camera. It's like he's telling you, yeah, you see this rainbow, right? Y'all know what I'm about. Oh, super creepy. Alright, so then we're back to the pyramid, still piercing the sky. I see that eye again, right there. Ooh, super creepy. It's like at the top now. Anyway, super creepy. Alright, and then we got a close-up of Lil Wayne right here. He looks like he's definitely on something. There he is again, looking like a completely new person. We got this rainbow back on the screen. It's almost like every time they show him, they want to make sure you're associating his face with this rainbow. He's got the black and white on, which we've already talked about is another common trend that appears on 90% of music videos. He's got some demonic looking necklace right there. I don't know what's going on. I thought this looked familiar. Wow. So super evil, super creepy necklace. Why is he even wearing that? I do believe it was on purpose. And then we've got this person on the bed who just doesn't leave that spot the entire video. She's of course in all black clothing, lying on a white bed. Okay, leopard print, another popular trend I like to question. But you know what, guys? I'd like you to all look into something that I came across and found interesting. And make sure you check out the description boxes for all my videos, because I like to leave links to resources in there. But some other articles that I found, I like to leave those in the description box too. I found them helpful for me when searching for answers to some of this stuff. But yeah, leopard print, cheetah print, tiger print, they're all definitely a pattern. It is symbolic. It's not just a fashion trend. It means something. All these guys wearing it too is super concerning. None of them are openly gay, and none of them are openly drag or anything like that, yet they're still wearing this. And just look up some of that stuff I told you to look up. Okay, so now we get a better look at this thing. Yeah, I called it, guys. That is definitely a dude. Look at that face. Oh, gosh. I was already looking at the stomach and the hips and stuff, but look at this person's face. Like, that is a straight up man. I mean, what other purpose would this serve? You know, except to trick other men into lusting after this creature, not even knowing that it's a man. Like, so many men have to ask forgiveness for lusting in their heart after other men unknowingly. If that is something that you believe to be wrong, I suggest you pray about that and take it up to God. Because if you don't believe that it's wrong, then just ignore what I'm saying. But if you believe that homosexuality is not of God, if you are the person that believes that, then I suggest you check yourself and some of the things that you're watching, because you could be being deceived into lusting after other men unknowingly. So, you know, just watch yourself. The enemy is cunning and sneaky. I don't know what they're doing, taking part in some kind of ritual or something. They're just like prepping for a ritual. There's Lil Wayne doing his hand gesture. And we got another close look at that necklace there too. Alright, so there's this, wow, much better look at this deceptive drag person. Look at the shape of their body and look at that jaw. I mean, just look at the face of this person. This person has a really big face. And they keep cutting over to XXXtentacion, almost like they have to show him because he's supposed to be in the song, right? There's that man again coming up behind Lil Wayne. Oh, totally disgusting. Straight up, that is the same stomach and body of my brother. Ugh. Lil Wayne is back in his leopard print with a goblet of some sort. We have a little bit of red in this jacket like we always do. Okay, and so it looks like we've walked right into what looks like a ritual worship service or something, and everybody is walking towards this V. I know the V will be justified in this video as representing the Carter 5, but the V is really in most music videos. I can't say I can pinpoint the purpose of the V, but I do know it's a very common pattern that doesn't just appear in other music videos, but it's also a hand gesture disguised as the peace sign. It's also an upside down pyramid, which as well is popular in most artistic media. Next we got a stage with your black and white lion statues. I believe that black one's a lion over there. We got a throne of thorns. It's of course round, which looks an awful lot like a gross representation of the crown of thorns. For anyone thinking that's a stretch, please sit down for a minute, because Lil Wayne is well known for making all types of media that mocks Christianity and Jesus Christ. And it isn't even like he's so original and creative, because he isn't even the first one to do these things. I always like to say, if Jesus isn't real, then why do so many Satanists make fun of him? So anyway, he's sitting in the throne of thorns with black and white and red all over. I've talked about the significance of the red and white as well as the black and white. We have the black and white on stage, the black and white hat, the black and white shoes, the red and black throne, the red and white pants. There's black roses all the way around the circle. Not sure what the significance of that is, but another pattern that I have seen and wish I could speak more on. Here, black and white again everywhere. The only red we see is on this person's fingernails, which looks to be eerily symbolic of blood, I must say. And then yet again, another video in less than a week that has imagery of nuns, or what's supposed to be mocking nuns. Not sure what the purpose behind that is, but it does pop up all the time as well, and it's worth looking into. So, you know, in my opinion, either some sort of blood sacrifice taking place here. It clearly looks like a worship service. She's walking here carrying a goblet. She's gonna bring it over like an offering. I mean, if anyone's been to a church service before, they know what an offering is. Well, that's exactly what this looks like. It's a nun in a church carrying an offering that looks a lot like blood. She's approaching the altar or the throne. I mean, so can anyone really say that this image is not representing a blood offering? I mean, we've got the cross right there in the shot. I mean, that's not shady at all, right? Again, red nails right next to it. So we keep having these shots of him also being taken over by these black and white versions of himself. It looks so much like, it looks like duality, right? Like he's being taken over by this duality. There he is again, being consumed by the duality. And again, he's pictured in another video in this position, like he's being crucified, like he's Jesus himself. Got his spiky thorn throne, got his cross necklace, this lightning bolt on his shirt, which I'd like to point out right now is also another eerie trend in the media. It's been said to represent Lucifer as well, because of a scripture in the Bible that describes his fall to be like lightning. And you know what, guys? It's not even just about that these things are trends. It's about how all of these so-called trends have such dark meanings and dark origins and dark associations with them that I find troubling. You know what I mean? It'd be as if, oh, there's a trend of dreadlocks, and then you look it up and you find out that, you know, oh, white people were the ones that invented it, and they just did it to all of their slaves so that they didn't have to worry about managing their hair. I mean, that's not true. I'm just saying it's almost as if, you know, you're finding out the meaning of a trend and you come across that kind of information. I mean, and that's what it is. That's what's troubling about all of these weird so-called trends, and nobody thinks to question it. So here's this lady coming back with the blood offering or whatever it is, presenting it to the throne. Okay, then he's grabbing it, he has it, okay, and then they move over and they show XXXtentacion just standing there. So it's almost like, was he your blood sacrifice? Like, was this the blood that was offered to him in order to put him back on the throne for hip-hop? I mean, I don't know, it's a little weird, right? The very next shot has him looking like this, high, as if he already did drink it. And then they show that he throws it and it's being spilled. Okay, so one could try to say, oh, it's because he wasn't going to take the blood sacrifice. He decided not to take it. No, that's not what this is. It's just symbolic of blood being spilled, because blood was spilled when XXXtentacion was killed. Now the nun is crying blood. I wish I knew what the crying blood meant, because this is another one that, again, it's a huge, disgusting trend that just, you keep seeing everybody do it. Now we're back to this really gay scene with the weird drag person off to the left, right next to the rainbow, doing all kinds of what looks like witchcraft. Who knows what they're doing? So he's walking towards the pyramid with his rainbow by his side. Alright, being consumed by the duality again, this time from the head. We've got this thing shooting up to the sky. And for those of you who don't believe me that you think the sky is shooting downward, no. The pyramid revved up. It filled up with enough of its light, or whatever the light is supposed to represent. And it's shooting it up to heaven. And this is such a weird illustration and image for what he's singing about. Like, it's just so weird. I don't understand what this illustration is supposed to be. Then we shoot back to XXXtentacion. I mean, I feel like this video is very telling. It's almost like an artistic confession to the sacrificing of this artist or something, in my opinion. So there you go, guys. We've got witchcraft, rituals, pyramids with eyes on it. We've got the black and white with the red and white. We've got transgenders. We've got the black roses. We've got blood tears. We've got black and white duality. There's more than enough dark trends and creepy similarities to other videos, and to me, more than enough evidence to suggest that this video is not what it seems, is very, very dark, and in my opinion is very, very telling for what kind of environment might have been surrounding the death of that XXXtentacion artist. I'm saying it correctly because I'm nearing the end of the video here. But I hope this information was helpful. Don't forget to check out the description box. I do leave some resources and some articles in there that you guys might find interesting. Please look up some of the info I told you to look up. You might find some things that are helpful. If you found anything worth mentioning that I didn't talk about in this video, please leave a comment below so I can take a look. I like to build up my library of resources and research too. So thanks everybody for tuning into my channel, Wake Up Sleeper, where I question the mass media that is around us. God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next one.